Welcome to Sophomore English for Periods 1 and 5. I'm Rebecca Bruckner, the teacher, and unfortunately I can't be with you tonight as I'm taking an intensive college course that meets on Wednesday nights. It's my hope that this short video may introduce you to the course that your child is taking and answer any questions that you might have. First, we have the class syllabus. For those of you who are not familiar with it, it is posted on Canvas, the portal, and the school website. The syllabus contains all of the procedures, protocols for this class. Most of you have sent in a parent confirmation that you have indeed seen it, but for those of you who have not read through it yet, you can access it on any of these three places. For our grade breakdown, we have the categories of collaboration, literature and nonfiction reading, writing, grammar, vocabulary, and then a final. So 25% will go to collaboration. This year we're implementing the new Common Core standards, and one focus of the Common Core standards is students working collaboratively. Consequently, 25% of the total score will go to collaborative activities and projects and class participation. Then we're going to have 25% of the grade going to literature and nonfiction reading. Here we will be focusing on reading comprehension and analyzing literature. The next 25% will come from writing, and in their sophomore year, the students study the research process, so it all falls into the writing category. Then 11.5 will be their grammar lessons, 11.5 will be their vocabulary lessons, and 5% will be their final. Their homework will primarily be limited to viewing lessons and taking notes, and then submitting a confirmation of taking the notes online. Some of the homework will be to complete individual or collaborative work begun but not finished in class. Our main literature this semester will be found in Elements of Literature. We'll be looking at ancient and Middle Eastern literature, Greek and Roman literature, and African literature. When we get to African literature, we'll be reading the novel Things Fall Apart. The semester schedule is available on Canvas, and it looks like this. So the sophomore classes meet Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And here's this week, which we have this kind of funky schedule for back to school night where we meet on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So at any time, the kid can see what's due that day. And if you will notice here, if a student misses and we've had that class, it says today's agenda, and they can click on there and see what we did in class. Important information. The class website is to be found on canvas.instructure.com. Each student has created their own account in class in the computer lab. Their username is their school email, and the password is student generated. Then they also have access to an online textbook that each student has an account for, and the computer generated some passwords, and I have given those passwords to the kids. They're supposed to be in their planners, but I've also posted the passwords on Canvas under a section called Pages. For the sophomores, the writing and research is a huge unit that they do the first semester, and the whole focus is on the process of how to research. Lessons begin with choosing a topic and work through to publication. There are 15 very full lessons, and the kids will be taking those notes at home. Students will write a traditional paper and create a presentation, and the schedule is available on Canvas under Pages. All of the writing will be turned in to turnitin.com. The students have already created their account. Their username is their school email, and the password, again, is student generated. For our grammar, we have 15 lessons. There's 3 units. There's one topic per week. The lesson notes and responses are always assigned on Monday. And then they'll get 10 points for taking the notes and completing the note verification on Canvas, which is to answer questions using the same notes. Then we will review those on Monday, and we'll do some book work, which is another 10 points. And the complete schedule is available on Pages in Canvas. And then the unit tests will be taken in class. Now, if a student is absent, all of the book work is listed, so they can easily go in and access what they've missed in class. The vocabulary follows the same pattern as the grammar. There are 15 lessons focusing on Greek and Latin roots, 4 new words per week, and the student must know the definition, how to use the sentences, and the spelling. And the semester schedule is also posted on Canvas under Pages, as well as the whole list for all of the words for the entire semester. Our students' #1 struggle is that they're forgetting that the Huntington Beach Union High School District email is required to view their homework responses in Canvas. Since this year we have moved to using the school email and Google Apps, if they don't sign in to their account previous to signing in Canvas, then the Google app will not appear. So this is what it looks like. So this is a lesson that they're taking. It's Grammar Lesson 3, it looks like. And the YouTube video is available. But the application here, the notes verification, belongs to Huntington Beach Union High School District. So the student needs to log into their Huntington Beach account prior to opening up Canvas so that the computer can recognize that they are part of our group and grant them access. So this here is a student who has not signed into the Huntington Beach email prior to opening Canvas. Here you have the verification form showing up underneath the video, and this is because the student has logged into the Huntington Beach Union High School District prior to opening Canvas. The other problem that we're having is that students are forgetting their passwords. And this one I have no solution for, other than I can reset it back to their PIN number. But if a student forgets his or her personal password, I have no access to those passwords because they are student generated. So we need to encourage our students to write down their personal passwords or pick something that they're going to remember. Observing your student on Canvas. Now some of you have already created Canvas accounts following the instructions I put on the teacher webpage. That's awesome. Really, I was so surprised when I saw that. It's just great. But for those of you who haven't, I got your email from the confirmation that you saw the syllabus. And so I will be sending you an email to join as an observer. And it will come into your Gmail or your Yahoo or your SoCal or your AOL as Instructure Canvas. Now some of those email systems do not recognize Instructure Canvas, and they will send them to the spam folder. So if you are anticipating getting an invitation and it doesn't show up, before you email me, look in your spam folder because it might be there. So once you see this, you're going to click on it, and then you will go to this second link right here. And on the second link, you will click that and then follow the instructions to create your account to observe your student. For those of you who did not complete the syllabus confirmation, please email me and I will send you an invitation to join as soon as I can. So questions and concerns. I would like to reserve Canvas for messaging for student-teacher communication. It really is a phenomenal tool for me to communicate with your students. If you have questions, please feel free to email me, at rbruckner@huntingtonbeachunionhighschooldistrict.edu. I also hold parent-student-teacher conferences by appointment on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 2:45 p.m. And I do ask that if you set one of those up, your student comes with you, especially sophomore students. Parents and teachers can make all kinds of arrangements and agreements. But if a sophomore student decides that that's not going to work, then it won't work. Because really, they're starting just to express their own selves, and they need to be in on that decision process. So, thank you for coming tonight. If you have any questions, please contact me.